Let's take a look really quickly at another type of rate conversion problem that's going to take 2 steps to actually solve. Just a little bit more practice from chapter 6, section 3 of the 7th grade text. So here we go. My rather chubby greyhoundish dog can run approximately 3 miles in 1 hour. I want to know how many feet he can run per second. All right, so my goal here is to find feet per second. So I'm going to write that over on the side. Feet per second. All right, so there are 2 different things that we're going to have to know. We're going to need to know how many miles are in a foot. (5,280) is in fact the number. And we're also going to need to know the number of seconds in an hour. 3,600 seconds are in 1 hour. So here we go. Let's look at this 2 separate ways. The first way, we're going to do these step by step. The second way, I'm going to show you how to do it all in one. So here we go. The first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to see how I am comparing the numerators of what I'm looking for at the end of the project or the problem and what I currently have. So right now, if I look at the numerator on my original rate that I set up because of the problem, I'm running 3 miles an hour. I'm going from miles to feet in my numerator. Those are 2 totally separate units of measurement. Therefore, I need to go ahead and I need to figure out a way to change miles to feet. So here we go. If I am going from miles to feet, I need to know how many feet are in a mile. I want to put feet on top because feet is on top in my final answer. And also, I want to put feet on top because miles has to go in the bottom. Why does miles have to go in the bottom? Miles has to go in the bottom so that I can cancel out the mile on the top with the mile on the bottom. So this is where I would write down my conversion fact. So basically, how many feet are in 1 mile? Well, I can come down to the bottom and I can see that it's 5,280. We already wrote that. Okay, 5,280 feet in 1 mile. So let's go ahead and solve that. So I get to cancel first. 3 miles. Miles, I already have a mile on the bottom, so I can cancel that out. I don't see any more feet. I don't see any more hours. So I'm good to actually multiply across. 3 times 5,280 is 15,840. Feet is the only part that I have left on the top, so I'm going to put it on the top, the only measurement. I have 1 hour times 1. 1 times 1 is 1. An hour is the only measurement that I have down there, so I will keep it. Now, let's compare what we have now to what we're trying to get to. Remember, the problem asked us for feet per second. We say feet is on the top because it's said first in the rate, feet per second. Per is this division bracket, or division bar, going across. Per second is listed second in that rate. So it is listed on the bottom. So here we go. Let's compare feet to feet. That's fine. Hours to seconds. That's not fine. So we have to change hours to seconds. All right, here we go. If I'm trying to get hours to seconds, I know that seconds needs to go on the bottom. first of all, because seconds is on the bottom in my final answer. And also, I know that hour needs to go on the top so that hour can cancel out. I need 2 hours to cancel. There we go. Now, I have not filled in the second part because I need to ask myself how many seconds are in an hour. And if I go down and look at my conversion fact on the bottom, there are 3,600 seconds in 1 hour. All right, what can cancel here? We're going to look. There are no feet besides the first one. That one's fine. Hours. Oh, here's an hour. Here's an hour. They can cancel. Seconds. No other seconds. That one's fine. All right, here we go. When I multiply across, I have 15,840 times 1. Well, that's easy. 15,840 times 1 is 15,840. Feet is the only measurement we have, so I'll put that on top as well. Multiply our denominators. 1 times 3,600. 3,600 times 1 is pretty easy as well. 3,600 would stay the same. Seconds is the only measurement I have here. So now I have a fraction here, and it is improper. I know it's improper because the numerator is more than the denominator. So I need to divide, and I'm going to divide 15,840 by 3,600. That ends up being 4.4. And we just write our answer as over seconds. Let me show you the other way that we could have done this. So remember, we had 3 miles in 1 hour, and we were trying to get to feet per second. So watch what we're doing. I know that miles needs to change to feet. So instead of doing these as 2 separate portions, we're going to do it as one giant one. 2 separate steps, we're going to do it as one giant step. Miles to feet. Okay, I know that according to what we wrote before, 1 mile equals 5,280 feet. All right. So I'm going to set it up with feet on the top because that's where feet is on my final answer, and also because I need miles on the bottom so that I can cancel. So 1 mile is the same as 5,280 feet. Here's my multiply. All right. And the next part, I'm going to go ahead and set up the problem to change hours to seconds in the same step. All right. I need seconds to be on the bottom. Because seconds is on the bottom in our final answer, and also because I need an hour up on the top so that my hours can cancel. 1 hour is 3,600 seconds. Okay? Now, we can go through and we can figure out what can cancel here. Here we go. All right, miles. I'm looking at miles first. Is there anything else here that is the same as miles? Yes, there's a mile on the bottom. I can cancel those out. Okay, so now let's look at feet. Feet, do I have any feet on the bottom? No, we're good. Hours, do I have any hours on the bottom? Yes, I do. Those can cancel. I'm going to rewrite my problem here. So we have 3 over 1 times 5,280 feet over 1 times 1 over 3,600 or 3,600 seconds. All right, now we can actually multiply across. So we have 3 times 5,280, also times 1. 3 times 5,280 is 15,840, just like it was before. If I multiplied that by 1, I would end up with the same thing. Feet, I'm going to keep. Okay, so now I'm done with that. Let's do the denominators. We're looking at the denominators being 1 times 3,600. 1 times 1 is 1. 1 times 3,600 is 3,600. And seconds is the only option here. So again, we're at the point where we were last time, where we can divide 15,840 by 3,600. Or, remember we have zeros, we have matching zeros here. Matching zeros can cancel out if they're on the very end. 1,584 divided by 360. Either way, you end up with the same answer of 4.4 feet. And remember, we want feet per second, so we can put it over 1 second.